Alright, in this video I'm going to teach you how to make Pac-Man using CSS borders. Alright, to start off I'm going to build my div really fast for Pac-Man here. Okay. Alright, so this gives us our location that Pac-Man is going to be. So using our CSS, we'll go back and make this here. So using borders for CSS, when we're doing this, it kind of focuses on each side. So a top side, a right side, a bottom side, and a left side. So to start to build them, we're going to start focusing on our borders first. So we'll put these in here real fast. We'll start with the top. Give them a pixel for how big it's going to be. The line is going to be a solid line. And for Pac-Man, we're going to use the color yellow. And then we're going to do the right-hand side. And if you notice real quick here, just entering this in, this spanned the entire length of the window. So what I'm going to do to control that is to use the width. We're going to assign that to 0. So we can kind of control that a little bit here. And then we're going to continue on. Okay, border bottom, 200px solid yellow. So kind of doing the same thing for all the sides here. Border left, 200px solid yellow. Okay. So here this gives us the basic shape that we're going to use for our Pac-Man image here. So it gives us a perfect square. And so what we're going to do now is use the border radius. So we'll go in, and if you remember on the radiuses, they focus on the corners. So for each radius, we're going to focus on the top left-hand side, top right, and the bottom left. So entering all of these in here, we're going to go with the, let's see, top, start with the left side, do the radius. And then we're going to want to use the same pixel number that we used to build the image, which will kind of give us a perfect corner that is going to make our circle for Pac-Man here. We'll do the right-hand side, same thing. Okay, and the border bottom, right, radius, same thing with the pixels, so we can get a perfect circle here. Left-hand side, radius. Okay, and so this gives us the basic start of it. So we've got our circle that's going to make Pac-Man, but now we need to create his mouth. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use this right-hand side, and I'm actually going to change this transparent. Okay, and what that'll do for us is give us that little mouth that is known for Pac-Man. And real quick, I kind of want to do a layout here. And what this will do, I just want to give us a background color to kind of make him pop just a little bit more. And then we'll do our background as a black. So that way it kind of pops out a little bit more and he's easy to see. Alright, so that's how we build Pac-Man, through using borders and border radiuses, just using CSS. But now there's a simpler way that we can do this, and let's give Pac-Man a little friend here. Let's give him a Miss Pac-Man. Alright, so building this one, and this one's a little bit easier. Instead of going through all of the different commands for the CSS to build the original Pac-Man there, we'll use kind of the basics and try to reduce our code a little bit. So Pac-Man. All right, to start this, what I'm going to use is the basic border here. And what I'm going to do is do the 200px and just leaving at the border and 200px. What that does is basically gives all of our sides for our border as the 200 pixels. So instead of going for each side, the top, right, bottom, left, this will focus on all the corners all at the same time. We're going to make all of them solid, and we're going to do her pink. Oh, and I forgot one thing. Let's go back here. So in our layout, what I want to do is put our display as flex, and that'll put her right next to Mr. Pac-Man here. All right, so you'll notice that she is a perfect box here as well. And to give her the styling that we did for Pac-Man, what we'll do is focus on our border radius. Okay. And for the border radius, when we're doing this, it focuses again on the top left, the top right, and bottom left. And so when you're doing the border radius, the first number it's always going to start on the top left-hand side. And so we can do different pixels in here, like px, we'll do 5px, 10px, and maybe a 50px. So that'll kind of give you an example of kind of what we're using here. So the first one is the 200px. Again, you'll see it's focused on the top left-hand side. The 5px is going to be the top right-hand side, which didn't give much of a radius. The 10, which is a little bit more radius on the bottom right here, and then the fourth number is going to be your bottom left. You can see it's a little bit more of a radius for the 50px here. But to kind of make it simple for our example here, we're just going to take out all of them, and using one number, that is going to give us all four sides is going to be that 200px. And then what I'm going to do to kind of give her the mouth as well is we're going to focus on the border. We'll put hers on the left here. And do 2px solid. And you can see the shape kind of coming here. And we'll do transparent. Okay. So, and there we have it right there. So we just made Mrs. Pac-Man for Mr. Pac-Man here. And then we got her mouth going towards that one as well. So that's kind of how you make the Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man within just CSS borders, border radius, and that's how simple it can be. So yeah, let me know what you think.